coming. If I wear a wig that looks weirdly like my own hair, does it still count as a wig?
Geeks of the Week!
Mario, it's up to you to bring the energy this week because the rest of us are just pretty much worn out. I do think you would like Splatoon because even though you don't play shooters, I don't play shooters either, and I love Splatoon. But then again, I'm used to being really bad at video games, so I don't stress out too much when I'm playing badly in a team fight situation, which makes me really unpopular when I'm playing League. But it's hard to get mad when the matches are only 3 minutes long. It's not like League where the matches are like half an hour at least, and there's so much time for that rage to build. When you're going through matches like every couple minutes, doesn't matter. Ain't no thing. Squids. Nikki and Steph, I hope you guys have a great time at LA Cosplay Con this weekend. I think it's this weekend. I should be knowing this, but whatever. I think it's this weekend. I know you guys have been really looking forward to it, so I hope it is exceedingly rad. And Steph, please convince Nikki to come back to LA with you in like a couple weeks. That'd be good. Baby J is too busy prepping his AX cosplays to join us this week. And let me say that I'm so glad that I'm not doing that right now. It's pretty awesome. So, I don't have too much to talk about this week, but there was something that was kind of interesting that went down yesterday that I figured would be an interesting discussion topic, so here we go. Yesterday, they announced the new voices of Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup for the Powerpuff Girls reboot that's coming out next year. Now, let me preface this by saying that I didn't grow up with the Powerpuff Girls as much as I really wanted to. I played it during, daycare, recess time, and things like that. But I didn't get to watch it all that much. I don't remember why, it was just one of those things that I just didn't grow up with. But from my adult perspective, I'm just really glad it's coming back. For a new generation of girls to have an action-y, superhero-y cartoon that they can watch, that's all theirs, they don't have to, deal with a token girl character in a show marketed for boys. I think it's really important for that reason, and I know how pivotal it was for girls in my generation because of that. But I want to see what the other geeks think about the controversy behind it, in that the original voices of the 3 girls weren't brought back. And even worse, the actresses were openly very bitter and negative about it. I won't repeat what they said because you can easily Google it for yourself, and it's been kind of everywhere, but some people said that they were acting like they were entitled to the roles, which I disagree with. I know all too well what it's like to learn devastating personal news online instead of finding out, from another human being telling you privately, so I definitely understand why they'd be upset. However, I do think it's fair that the roles went to newer, less established voice actresses. The PPGs put the original voice actresses on the map, and I'm sure the same thing will happen again for these 3 women, and that's really important. Someone like Tara Strong would be totally fine if she never landed another iconic role in her whole life, because she's had so many of them. The other 2 voice actresses, whose names I don't even know off the top of my head, one of them is Elizabeth Daily, I still have her IMDb page open. They haven't had quite as many iconic roles, but they're still getting work, they're still known for a couple things, they'd still be giving out autographs at cons. They're okay, they're pretty much set. So I think it's fair to pass that on to a new generation of voice actresses and to include more women in this industry. That's not a bad thing at all, and I think it's a little bit selfish to whine about it because of that. And the whole show is a reboot, and while the show kind of is still animated and similar to the old style, the look got an update, so I think the voices should also get an update. It just makes sense. On the flip side, they got Tom Kenny to come back as the narrator, which I'm super about because I freaking love Tom Kenny. I mean, how can you not? And supposedly they also got the original voice of Mojo Jojo, although I didn't find any evidence to support that aside from the fact that somebody put it on his IMDb page. And I don't know how IMDb works. I don't know if that's super credible or not. So I'm not sure that that part's true. But if it is, that is kind of smelly. Because arguably, those two voices are more iconic than the three girls themselves. I don't think any one of us could do an impression of one of the three girls and have somebody know what it was. But who among us hasn't tried to imitate Mojo Jojo at least once? Or, you know, I mean, cut that last part out, thank you. And, I mean, any one of us, even I, who didn't really grow up with it and hasn't really watched it as an adult, I could recite the opening narration of the show like it's the Pledge of Allegiance. So I can understand they'd want to bring back such iconic voices, but I feel like if the Powerpuff Girls actresses were replaced in the name of rebooting and passing the torch, I think that should have been done for everybody, you know, in the name of fairness. But life isn't fair, and I don't know, it just doesn't totally sit right with me, and I can't fully articulate why, because I'm really freaking tired. Sorry. So I'm very curious to see what the other geeks have to say about this. It all went down just yesterday, so nobody else has gotten a chance to talk about it yet, so give me your thoughts, guys. Powerpuff Girls isn't something we've really talked about on the show that I can remember, so let's reminisce, talk about the 90s, what are we excited about, what's gonna happen. I will definitely be watching, just because, like I said, I didn't grow up with it, so it'll be kind of a new experience for me to check it out, and of course, I'm gonna support anything that has three girls as the main characters, duh. Before I go, and so we don't end on quite such a negative note, since Steph kind of shared some Con cosplay updates, I thought I'd share some of mine as well. I'm taking it pretty easy right now. I've basically been going really hard on cosplay since November, so I'm taking some well-deserved lay in bed and do jack shit time, and I'm really enjoying it. My first upcoming con, or next upcoming con, I guess, is Leprechaun in Phoenix, where I will be hosting panels, and I get to be masquerade judge for the first time ever. So I'm really excited about that. Not planning on making anything new for that. And just the week after, yes, back-to-back cons once again, I will be at Anime Expo working the Cospix booth. I don't have schedules for either con yet, which is kind of stressing me out pretty bad, but rest assured I will plaster those everywhere once I get them. I have plans to make 3 smaller costumes for AX. We'll see if those turn out, if I will even have time to wear them. God knows what's happening right now. I will say that the Cospix booth is in the entertainment hall, which is where Mel, one of the stars' table was last year, and she's going to be there again this year. So, assuming they kept the same layout, Mel's table will be literally feet from where I will be standing most of the weekend. So basically, if Steph goes to AX, you have a pretty good chance of catching both of us if you just go to the entertainment hall. So, for those of you heading to AX, come say hi to us, we'll be easy to find. That's all for me this week. I'm gonna go take yet another well-deserved nap, and I will see you guys, hopefully more rested, next week.